Hey everyone, thanks very much for joining me on this stream. We got some great stuff happening today, which is great. Obviously, we're looking at the silver price live currently. This is on the daily. Silver has been phenomenal over the past 4, 5, 7 days. As we look at the chart there, we're currently hitting $15.90. In fact, we're just over at $15.91. We're in that sort of area here, and it's still moving. So it wasn't like yesterday's where we were sort of halfway down, the candle was starting to pull back. We're actually pushing up. So hopefully it would be fantastic if we could see this live break 16. So that'll be awesome. But obviously just we're going to be going over silver, gold, platinum, palladium prices. We're also going to have a look at some crypto as well, see how the crypto market's doing. Looks like it's having a bit of a retrace, but I reckon it's short-lived. But I guess we'll find out. I've got some articles we're going to be taking a look at. So number one is we got the silver price forecast. Silver breaks out, which obviously I discussed a couple of days back. That's just in regards to where it's going. We got Ray Dalio says gold will be a top investment during the upcoming paradigm shift for global markets. Then I've got a Canadian town accepts Bitcoin payments for property taxes. And then we've got Grayscale reports shows institutional Bitcoin investment on the rise. Grayscale is a Bitcoin investment firm, so we're going to be looking at that as well. So let's get back to it. I'm just going to check the guys in the chat there. Let's see who has arrived. Right, so we've got one in the chat. Well, straight away, Health Babe's in, and we got Blended Whiskey too. So that's fantastic. Great to see you both here. Health Babe says, I timed your stream well. Got my stuff down beforehand. Now we can talk more silver. Absolutely. You must be loving this. We've got silver, I would say, close to $16. You must be absolutely over the moon, Health Babe. Blended whiskey as well. Hopefully you're over the moon too. We've currently got 4 now, so another 3 people have dropped in. So let's see how it goes. Blended whiskey. Silver at 16 today. Who would have thought that? Well, I'm not saying it's not there yet, but I mean, look at that candle, man. This is on the daily. We're going to have a look at the hourly, but this obviously confirmation, definitely, obviously in regards to where it's headed. Also, if we have a look at resistance, I don't really see much resistance there at that particular level. Yes, there is a bit of selling pressure over here. But I think, I mean, it literally breezed right over it. I think we had a high there of 1592, and then we're pulling back. So that's probably our little stutter currently. So who knows? We might see some magic happening on the silver front. Silver opened at 1553, and it's gone up 30. Let's say between 32 and 34 cents today. So it's a massive jump. In percentages terms, we're looking at 2.22% up. Now, if we look at gold, gold is finally moving, which is interesting because when I looked at the chart this morning, gold was still in this sort of middle here, wasn't really doing much. And I thought, well, okay, it's obviously still waiting. It's coming, and what do you know? We had this pop today, so we're over that over the high trend line, which is that resistance level, is still 1420. It's still in that area right now, so I want to see gold hit above that. It's got to hit 1425, something like that, maybe even 1430 to really, you know, crush that resistance. So at the moment, it's still very dicey. So hopefully it continues up, but it's up $15, whereas this morning it was down $3.72. However, again, look at the percentage. Gold is up 1.11%, and gold is beating it hands down again with 2.2. Isn't that fantastic? Health Babe says next resistance will be 1650, 1660. There you go. Yes, broke resistance of 1550. We got Silver Junkie here as well. Hey, Silver Junkie, good to see you again. We got Sucker for Silver. Awesome. Silver is pulling up gold today. Yeah, yeah, for a change. Sondel Sven is here, and we got Lost for Words. I don't know if you're lost for words today with regards to the way silver's performed, but it's going up. So hopefully we're going to see some magic, and hopefully we're going to see some activity on the Bitcoin front, because I want to try and get in at a lower level. So it'll be interesting to see if we're going to see any further movements headed down. Okay, so silver 15 $8.90. Let me move on to platinum. I'm still tracking platinum here. It hasn't broken out yet, but I'm expecting some form of breakout within the next couple of weeks, at least. So where we are now, we had a red candle yesterday. I really saw that green candle initially. Yesterday morning, I was like, ooh, this could be close. But it's still trending up, which is great. So we got platinum at $842 an ounce, and that's currently up 3.27%. Sorry, $3.27, 0.39. So silver's owning platinum as well. Silver's owning platinum, silver's owning gold. Let's have a look at palladium. So palladium is up $9.78. So that's up to $15.37. Sorry, $1,537.53. 0.67. So again, silver is the king today, at 15, currently at 15.90. Right, so pretty much that next one, I suppose that next sort of hurdle is over the 16. So hopefully we can get we can keep those buyers going. But nice strong push up. It looks good. Nice bullish. If we look at gold, let's look at, oh, hang on, let's go into the hourly. So let's look at silver at the hourly. We're going to open that right up. There we go. There's our green candle there with wicks on both ends. A bit of selling in the previous hour. Still though, not bad. We kept that little block to the upward side. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's look at gold at the hourly. Sorry, it's raining currently, everyone, just in case you can hear the rain out there. Okay, gold still having a tough time where it is. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. There's a bit of selling, bit of buying. Hey, Stephen Heath. He says, Lordy mercy, Silver Limey 79. How are you, my friend? Not too bad, actually. Thank you, Stephen. Had a job interview today as well, so it went fairly well. I'll know next week, which is great. I don't know how that'll work out for things in regards to the streaming side of things, but hell, you know, we'll definitely know next Monday. Sondel Sven, good props from Germany. Good props from Germany. Hey, Sondel. Peter Bose, just saying hello to everyone there. I might be looking at my first investment coin. I'm looking at an MS70 grade slab. Ooh, and there's an auction that's up in the next 3 hours. And I'm not going to say what it is. So we're going to have a look. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get in on it. With my birthday is effectively in, I think it's about 9 days time, 10 days time. It's on the 27th. So I've told my wife what I want. And hopefully everything falls into place. And hopefully I'll win that piece later. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm certainly excited. Hopefully, just hopefully, it'll come my way. Right. But yeah, investment coins. I'm definitely going to try and dabble in a couple. Funny enough, I'm not sure exactly where. Where is World Stalker? He's normally around here at this time of day. Let me just see if he's online. Right, so we're going to see how that pans out. So let's see, we got Graham Stacker here. We got Chef as well. Hey, Chef. How are you doing? And we've also got Coin Collector. Fantastic. Guys, obviously some great feedback today. We've got silver just pushing that 1590 level. So we see the nice upward trend in regards to the silver. So anyone looking at buying silver today, sorry, it's going to cost you more. But we're going to keep an eye on that. It's still going. Frankly, I was surprised it actually hit that sort of high level. I was expecting maybe, 1575, in that sort of area there first, but it just powered on through. I was like, yep, I like that. DB Stupid, hey buddy. DB Stupid's here. Just in case you can hear the rain, it's pouring down out there. So just let me know. You guys can still hear me. In fact, I'm just going to close the door there. Jeez, rain out there. Graham Stacker says it's crazy how hard silver has been pushing this week. Well, effectively, silver hasn't had much of a rally for the past months, for the past few months. So, in fairness, it's like it's caught up now. It's like the wheels have started. They started turning like a couple of weeks back, and then it's slowly the momentum's like slowly like they've got the fire stoked nice and hot, and everything's falling into place now. Right, so let's kind of start off with this one. This is the silver price forecast. This was dated yesterday. However, they put the video there of today, oddly enough. So obviously, a couple of days ago, I said looked like there was a silver breakout based on the key resistance level. They're just confirming it again. It says, yeah, the 1550 level. This is obviously a very bullish turn of events, and it now looks as if we are going to go towards the 1575 level, which is typical of this market, moving in 0.25 increments. I recognize the 1550 level should be supportive. So therefore, well, obviously now resistance, looking at what happened earlier on, the resistance of 1550 now is acting as support. So that's exactly what this fella's saying. I recognize the 1550 level should be supportive. So there's therefore very likely that we're going to see pullbacks bought at this point, which is what happened earlier. As silver has shown such strength, obviously there was a video. So keep in mind that the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates. So that will more than likely put upward pressure on metals in general. However, silver was on its own during the trading session, which is very odd. So obviously, in regards to where the metal was going, it was shooting right up. Gold was down. It was kind of like what's been happening this last week or so. I've been stating now it's kind of odd, like silver's up but gold's down. Normally it's gold up and silver up. This could foretell of buying in the gold market, or perhaps it shows that we are going to see silver take the leap. Either way, precious metals do appear to be going higher, and therefore I don't have any interest in trying to short either of them. So obviously he's closing his short positions, so he's going long. The candlestick, of course, is very bullish, and the fact that we are closing towards the top of it shows that there is a lot of momentum still here. And that's what I noticed earlier on. We were sitting up quite high, and it was only like 1 in the afternoon. And all of a sudden, it was just like there was so much room for it to move, considering what time of the day it was. So he says, I therefore will be looking for buying opportunities. I have no interest in shorting either one of the precious metals these days. Okay, so he's not looking at shorting it. $15.92. That's where we are. Well, thereabouts. Yeah, there you go. $15.92. Let's go with that. Let's have a look. We got RJ Kogan says some silver stocks are on the top movers list in the stock market right now. That sounds fantastic. Thanks for that feedback there, RJ. If anyone's new to the channel out there as well, please hit the subscribe button so we keep updated, and hit that notification bell. Therefore, you don't miss the live streams that I do daily. And then please comment as well. But you don't, either comment in the chat or come back later. Let's have a look. So we've got CoinClick that says, but gold is at its record highs anyway. That's also true, I suppose, for the year where it is. Will Stalker, hey, buddy. Woot $16 silver. Lost for words says hit that like button. Yep, we're almost there. Will Stalker, I was just saying to the chat there, I'm looking at there's a graded coin that's coming up in the next few hours. And it's one of the coins that you said you sent me a picture on initially, and it's coming up, and the price looks pretty good. I'll chat about it later with you, but I just thought I'm excited because I might be getting it. It's not the rooster. I know you said about the rooster. I just don't have that kind of cash right now, so I'm looking at other options. Coin Collector says, funny fact is that when silver prices increase, by 2%. Silver mining company share increases by like 10%, and that's probably what Health Babe's into mining stocks. She said this before, that there's good profits being made in mining stocks. Probably because of that exact thing that CoinCollectors just mentioned. Step Stacker, how you doing? What happened to Red? Or red-headed Step Stacker? Just Step Stacker. Is it one? Yep, it is one of the ones you like. I'll chat to you later about it. Let me just check here. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Just going to check the chat bit further up. Lost Words said I bought a 10-ounce silver bullet. Oh man, is that the 50 cal? A 50 caliber bullet is just fantastic in silver, and then you get the 5-ounce shotgun shell. The bullets are really nice. Peter Bow's raining. It says it's raining there too. All we've got is rain this year. Well, you know, it's summer here, and you know we get the occasional downpour. Hasn't rained here for weeks, apparently. CoinCollector says he lives in the UK. Just checking everyone's chat. If I've missed a comment, just repost it. Right. Wolfsog says good for vampires too. Big swigs. What's this? Red-headed Step Stacker was too much of a mouthful. And YouTube cut off the stacker part of my channel and videos. Oh, okay. All right. Just remember, guys, don't use the word sub in any form of chat. Apparently, it doesn't bode well with YouTube analytics. So rather just say joined or something else. Right, sounds like the rain has stopped. Right, gold. Let's have a look. Silver 50.92. We're going to take a look at gold quick. Going to see if gold's on the move. Still lagging there. If it's been in that level for a while, there's two red candles. Or we're 40 minutes in. Slow movements, really, volume-wise. 14.22, 14.21 for gold. Platinum, that's up $4. That's $843 an ounce. Palladium as well is back in the green after some selling. $1,539 an ounce, up $11.98. Let's look at the next article. Right, the next one is Ray Dalio says gold will be a top investment during the upcoming paradigm shift for global markets. Right, hedge fund kingpin Ray Dalio is seeing a case for gold as central banks get more aggressive with policies that devalue currencies and are about to cause a paradigm shift in investing. Now, I've said this before in regards to central banks buying gold. So this could be one way that obviously they're getting around it in regards to devaluing of currencies. Funny enough, I posted an excellent video there in the community tab. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's Max Kaiser. And they're talking about, let's say, the devaluing. Well, when gold was on the gold standard, like Coke for 70 years, a bottle of Coca-Cola remained at 5 cents. The moment it went off the gold standard, guess what happened? Inflation, prices went up consistently. So, you know, basically just saying that it's time for some sort of stable environment. You know, so it was a very interesting video. I think it's the first 10 or 15 minutes of it where they talk about it. I'll put it there. Check it out. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, definitely worth a look though. Right, where are we? Dalio, founder of the world's largest hedge fund, wrote in a LinkedIn post that investors have been pushed into stocks and other assets that have equity-like returns. As a result, too many people are holding these types of securities and are likely to face diminishing returns. I think these are unlikely to be good real returning investments, and that those that will most likely do best will be those that do well when the value of money is being depreciated and domestic and international conflicts are significant, such as gold. The Bridgewater Associates leader said, additionally, for reasons I will explain in the near future, more investors are underweighted in such assets. Obviously, meaning that there's a majority, there isn't much, not many investors invested in precious metals. So more than likely equities, property, that sort of thing. So that you're saying there in regards to it being underweighted in such assets means they don't have any, you know, precious metals. So he's saying that that's the reason why they're underweighted, meaning that if they wanted to have a better balanced portfolio to reduce risk, so again, diversifying the portfolio to reduce risk. So you have or whether they're correlated or uncorrelated assets, they would have more of this sort of asset. For this reason, I believe it would be both risk reducing and return enhancing to consider adding gold to one's portfolio. I will soon send out an explanation of why I believe that gold is an effective portfolio diversifier. The price of gold jumped higher, and Dalio's publishing of the post most recently up 0.7% around 1421, which is pretty much where it is now. Dalio's call comes 2 weeks before the Federal Reserve is expected to cut its benchmark rate by at least a quarter point. That move comes after a 3-year cycle of raising rates from historical accommodative near zero levels implemented during the financial crisis. The new trends are part of what he labeled as a paradigm shift that comes after the last one during the crisis. Investors, Dalio said, are going to need to change their mindset about what they will work following what will work following the longest bull market run in Wall Street history. How long has it been? 11 years they've had a bull run going for, all with inflated money. In paradigm shifts, most people get caught overextended doing something overly popular and getting really hurt. On the other hand, if you're astute enough to understand these shifts, you can navigate them or at least protect yourselves against them. So obviously, in regards to some kind of insurance policy as well, to a degree, holding some form of precious metals is just going to help you protect yourself against those overexposed assets. Seduced by Silver is here. Donald from New Mexico is here as well. How you doing? Let's have a look. It's awesome to see you. Fantastic. Same with Seduced. It's great to see you here. Redheaded Step Sacker says, was too much of a mouthful and YouTube cut off the stacker part on my channel and videos. Okay. Fair play. Let's have a look. Well, we're up to 14 in the live chat. Right. Since the crisis, the Fed and many of its global counterparts have been holding interest rates low and using policies like quantitative easing, printing money, or the purchase of bonds or financial assets to boost risk taking, which in turn has helped holders of financial assets. During that time, the amount of corporate and government debt has surged, putting central banks in the position of needing to keep interest low. The Fed embarked on a program where it tried to normalize policy, but now is expected to shift back into easing position as its current rates and halts of the reduction of bond holdings on its balance sheet. I wonder why that effectively that they've tried to normalize, but unfortunately with an overinflated stock market, I guess it's probably impossible to normalize because there's obviously been so much quantitative easing in the market that it is, unless they change their way of doing business, that they can't normalize. They've got to just either keep things the way they are, really, I suppose. And we've spoken about this many times. The current system is just a mess. However, they can't get out of it, really. So hence why he's saying here that it's expected to shift back into easing position as it cuts rates to halt the reduction of bond holdings on its balance sheet. To me, it seems obvious that central banks have to help the debtors relative to creditors. At the same time, it appears to me that the forces of easing behind this paradigm, interest rate cuts, quantitative easing, will have diminishing effects, Dalio wrote. For those reasons, I believe that monetization of debt and currency depreciations will eventually pick up, which will reduce the value of money and real returns from creditors and test how far creditors will let central banks go to providing negative real returns before moving into other assets. Dalio added that it is uncertainty of the timing for the shift, but he thinks it is approaching and will have big effects on what the next paradigm will look like. I'm sure loads of you've seen loads of videos. You get guys who say the next reset is on May 3rd or June 6th or April 31st. It's coming. We're still waiting because they don't know what to do. It just makes me laugh, really. There was an interesting article here that I wanted to show as well. Economic signs are moving against the Fed's expected rate cut, which might put a dampener on precious metals. So I saw that earlier and I lost it. I try to find it again. So it's a good thing it's popped up. Right, let's just get an update. Silver price is currently 15.93. So we're between 15.92 and 15.93. So it's gone up since I started streaming about 2 or 3 cents. We're currently up in the last hour. We're up 2 cents. So let's keep it going. Gold. Let's see if there's any movement on gold. Nope. Gold still where it is. 14.21. That's where gold is currently. Let's have a look. Got to get working. I'm still listening. Just can't chat. That's Graham Stacker. Blended whiskey. Okay, it looks like we lost a couple of people, but no issue. We're going to carry on. Let's carry on. They'll just have to miss the opportunity of seeing that 16. We've got 7 more cents, everybody, and we're breaking through that 16 barrier. Hopefully we can do it on this stream. That'll be fantastic. Right. So I thought that was a pretty good article, actually. Ray Dalio says gold could top investments during the upcoming paradigm shift. So I thought that was very good. Let's look at this next one here. This is why the economic signs are moving against the Fed's expected rate cut. It just doesn't smell right. And this was done 2 hours ago. Just bear with me a second. Right. That's my bit of hay fever for the day out of the way, hopefully. Right. Okay. So what we got here? The Fed is expected to lower interest rates this month, despite signs of economic expansion remains intact. Strong consumer data earlier this week pointed to more gains ahead. The central bank officials are worried about low inflation and weak growth from abroad spilling over into the US economy. Right. This is by CNBC, and the fella is Jeff Cox. This was updated 2 hours ago. If the Federal Reserve follows through on strong hints that it will be cutting interest rates in late July, it will do so in the face of a powerful consumer, a record-breaking stock market, and an increasingly difficult case to make for easier monetary policy. Justifying a policy easing against the kind of backdrop which might be tricky for the Fed, even though markets fully expect a cut this month, perhaps 2 more before the end of the year. The central bank is not normally in the business of easing into an economy that is showing few signs of a recession, generally holding fire until more pronounced signs of a slowdown are in view. So this fella here is probably saying more than likely, let's rather wait for the extreme before we have to go and cut rates. I don't know. But this is not a normal time in the world of monetary policy, and the Fed is likely to follow through despite the solid economic signals. Excuse me. It just doesn't smell right given the strength of economic data, said Kis Rupke, chief financial advisor at MUFG Union Bank. The consumer is back in a big way. We really have to ask. We have to ask ourselves why they are cutting rates. Indeed, the latest data points to solid consumers who accounted for 67.4% of economic activity in the first quarter. Wow, that is pretty strong. Retail sales rose 0.4%. Yeah, okay, I would say that's strong, but I'm not an economist. According to Commerce Department figures, that easily topped the 0.1 expected. So obviously it was 3 times better than what they expected. On a year-on-year basis, spending increased 3.4%. This really takes the cake in the terms of just how strong the consumer is, Rupke said. The Fed has their story and they're sticking to it. So despite the data, despite the strong job numbers, they believe that this is an insurance cut. A risk management cut is necessary for 2 factors. One is the slowing global economy, and number 2 is the fact that inflation has been below the 2% target for so long. Given those 2 factors, I expect them to go. If not, they're going to hear a lot of those ruckus out of the White House. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, in the speech Tuesday, outlined a laundry list of factors concerning officials. Check the chats. Okay, so Step Stagger says, I'm okay. Silver staying low. I was hoping for $10 an ounce until I catch up with you old stackers. Yeah, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? Well, Wolfstalk says I want a $4 silver. I'm not selling now anyway. Step Stacker says hello to those who said hello to me. I'm driving. I can't read anything. And we got 3 subscribers of that videos. He's just dropped in. How are you doing? Great to see you. But yeah, you're welcome to check the playback. Some really good points there. Fed speakers pointing to cut. Chairman repeated his intentions to act as the appropriate to sustain the expansion, a phrase seen in the market as a code for an impending rate cut. His comments were echoed by other officials. Chicago Fed President Charles Evans, in a CNBC interview on Tuesday, cited inflation as his overriding concern that makes him open to a couple of rate cuts before the end of the year. He said, still may not be enough for the central bank to achieve its objectives. Dallas President Robert Kaplan told the Wall Street Journal the falling government bond yield are sending a market signal to the Fed that its funds rate, currently pegged at a range between 2.25 and 2.5, may be too high. So while 25% basis point, which is obviously what they're looking at, or should say the market is expecting at the end of the month, seem baked in a cake at this point, an aggressive easing cycle ahead would run counter to Fed officials' assessments of an otherwise strong economy led by a resilient customer. I'm just going to try and have a look. There's really no need to go too much into this, though. In spite of the economic data, fewer downside risks. Citigroup economist Veronica Clark said that the most recent spate of economic data indicates fewer downside risks to the outlook, that even just a month ago make a modest quarter-point cut the most likely scenario. Andrew Hunter, senior U.S. economist in the Capital Economics, remains of the outlook that the Fed ultimately will have to ease aggressively, but thinks expectations for a half-point cut in July look well wide of the mark. Okay, so more than likely 25 basis points. Still, the Fed is going to continue to get pressure both from the market and from an increasingly impatient White House, where the preference for a weaker dollar is in line with the Fed's renewed emphasis on sparking inflation expectations. Joe Lavogna said, Chief America's economist for Nactesis, said that actually a good case for a half-point cut this month, based solely on the Fed needing to fix an invert yield curve, meaning that short-term rates are now higher than long-term. The average inversion, which is obviously increase, between the Fed rates and the 10-year Treasury was 31 basis points in June, meaning he fed must be more. Okay, I presume it looks like there's a letter missing there. The Fed must do more to rectify the current inversion. That's what he said there, and that's what he said a moment ago as well. If the Fed does surprise, it will be a direction for more easing rather than none. There you go. Yeah, I thought the last one was pretty good. That one, not so good. Right, let's look at silver. The silver price currently. Just waiting for the page to refresh. There it is, 1592.6. That's what the current price of silver is currently right now. We're going to look at gold again. And gold is still languishing at $1,421.59 an ounce. Going to move on to cryptocurrencies. Going to just check the chat if anyone has any questions. 3 subscribers without any videos. Would it ever? I would have to sell if silver doubles, though. It's like winning at the casino. I'm not leaving long. Could get bad. The silver spot looks like to start a bullish trend. It has the lower high, and we need to see if it can have a higher high. Absolutely, I totally agree. Let's go back to the silver here. So yesterday we finished at what was that, 1553, or we opened. Hang on, let me just have a look here. So that's our massive candle, straight up, 1592. Right, so we opened at 1553, and then the day before that, it opened at 1538. So we're definitely seeing higher lows, which is exactly what Health Babe is saying there. It still needs to couples more of those lower high and higher high for confirmation. Sure thing. So there's our highs there. And that's where our 16 mark is. And that's currently where we are at the minute. So this is the area that we're just getting over. We've broken through that area there, which is great. So we cleared that. Now it's just this area here. Once we get ahead of that, smooth sailing. We'll see 16 in the headlights. 1593. Silver potentially, silver potential is crazy. Can't wait to see what the next few months has to offer for the precious metal category. Well, I'll tell you what it's going to be an exciting time. I'm going to have a look at platinum as well over the next couple of weeks, and likewise gold probably within the next few days. Gold will be an interesting one. In January 1980, silver rose really fast to over $100. Is it that high? I don't think it went up. I don't think it went up as high as that, did it? Silver in 1980. I'm just trying to remember. Let's have a look here. Actually, I've heard that exact sentence for years. I'm underwhelmed. Any videos? I hope you can double your gain from silver. Right. Okay. So let's move on now. We're going to move on to crypto. So let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin at the minute is having some kind of mild recovery. However, I'm not sure. I feel that it's still early days. We've got this descending wedge down here, right? We've got our low points down here, and it pretty much needs to break this point here in order to gain some form of momentum. Let's say a bullish. I would say it has to break probably at 10-1, something like that. It's having some issues currently at the minute at these levels. So 9.8. It's come up a long way. I mean, I was watching it earlier today, and I was down here. So I should have bought down here, and I should have sold up here, because I'm still have a sneaking suspicion it's coming down. Our levels probably about the 8.8. I'm looking at buying in at 8.8 if we get down to that level. That's where I'd like to see Bitcoin currently. It's currently at 9.8. Hey, look, if I miss out on that opportunity, I miss out. No issue at all. Either way, you're still going to make money on Bitcoin, whether it's high or low. But essentially, I'd love to get in around this level again. So we'll have to wait and see if this is short-lived. It looks like we got quite a big candle forming there. What is interesting, though, you got Ethereum as well. Ethereum is pushing back nicely. Again, it dropped down to about 193 here, or 194, and it's pushed all the way up there to almost 220, which is very interesting. It's almost up $20. I'm currently out of Ethereum currently at the minute, because I still believe there's still going to be some form of drop, maybe down to 180. Hoping, certainly hoping for that. And then if we have a look at Litecoin's an interesting one. I'm still holding Litecoin. The only reason why I held Litecoin was I was already at this level, and I thought, well, there's no point selling it for tuppence. I mean, I've bought high to begin with, and essentially it's going for low money anyway. So I've held my Litecoin, and it's paid off. It's now back up over $90 now. It just needs to keep going up. So currently it's in a resistance level there. Once it clears that, though, it's back up to 95, 98, in that sort of area there. Could be up there. But it's interesting. Litecoin was, when Bitcoin was going down earlier today, which was this level here, Litecoin wasn't moving at all. It was essentially, what happened was, it had done this point here, and nothing was happening. And then when the new candle formed, it just exploded. Boom, 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 straight up. Versus, and what Bitcoin had, we had this sort of momentum here. So there's still room for Litecoin to come back, don't get me wrong, but I'm watching this one carefully because I've still got Litecoin. So if I can capitalize on getting on selling some Litecoin at these prices, then I'll buy in low. So I'm just watching Bitcoin currently as well. Strong candle though. Geez, Bitcoin up to 9,832, considering it hits 9,000, 9,100. Something stupid to miss out on that opportunity. Right, I haven't looked at XRP. We're not going to look at XRP currently. Let's have a look. Litecoin is almost always 1.5% of Bitcoin's. Ethereum around 3%. 3 subscribers on the video says now Litecoin 0.8%, Ethereum 2%. Will Stalk says I got Litecoin like 2 days ago. 77. Good job. Fantastic, buddy. Glad you capitalized on that. Litecoin is 0.93%. Sucker for Silver says my LTC BTC trade has worked out quite well today. Well, there you go. Fantastic. If you bought in when it was looking down, like Bitcoin was sort of dithering a bit, but then you had Litecoin boosted up. I'd say that was a pretty good move. Right, so let's get on to some crypto stuff. Right, this is something I found today. This is another Canadian town, so there's obviously a first town has accepted Bitcoin payments for property taxes. So it's very interesting. So the rundown: cash credit or Bitcoin. So obviously, when you go to the teller, they'll be saying, "How would you be paying, sir? Cash credit or Bitcoin?" The mayor says Bitcoin is the future of money. Bitcoin takes another step forward to mass adoption as the Toronto suburb favorably votes to accept Bitcoin for property tax payments, probably because they're all holding. Canadians living in Toronto suburb of the city of Richmond Hill can now pay their taxes, property taxes, in Bitcoin, thanks to a partnership between the municipality and Coinbase. Coinbase is a Toronto-based crypto solution provider and trading platform. Its partnership with the city of Richmond Hill is the second contract the company has inked. Linked. I suspect there's a spelling error there. It says inked as opposed to linked. Linked for processing property taxes. Coinbase's second client is the town of Innisfil, which is also part of the metropolitan Toronto, and that's Coinbase's logo there. Sorry, this can be found if anyone's interested. This is at Bitcoinist, and this article is by Eustace Cryptus. Eustace Cryptus. Wow. On July 10th, the City Council of Richmond voted to accept Bitcoin as a property tax payment, and the option extends to residents as well as businesses in the suburb. When clients make their property tax payments, the funds are received by Coinbase and converted into Canadian dollars. This means that the City of Richmond Hill and the Innisfil don't actually hold cryptocurrency for any length of time. Mayor says Bitcoin is the future of money. Municipal staff in the City of Richmond Hill estimate that they will be able to accept payments as soon as September 30th. But this is dependent upon the amount of time it takes to integrate Coinbase's technology to existing infrastructure. Jody Palio of Paola, the deputy mayor of the city of Richmond Hill, said that we believe that the demand for cryptocurrency payment option is only going to grow in the coming years, especially amongst millennials. Our council was aware of the Coinbase success implementation of a digital currency payment service with the town of Innisfil, and since there was no cost and no risk to do the same, it made the decision that much easier. Similar partnerships have been struck in the United States, where earlier this year, the state of Iowa passed the bill allowing businesses to pay up to 23 various taxes in Bitcoin. That's right, people. Similar partnerships have been struck in the United States, where earlier this year, the state of Ohio passed a bill allowing businesses to pay up to 23 various taxes in Bitcoin. The state legislatures in the US states of Wyoming and Colorado also have passed legislation which makes it easier for blockchain and crypto businesses to operate in their state. Very nice. Mass adoption is coming. Let me look at this one. This is Grayscale. This is interesting here. Now, Grayscale are a Bitcoin investment firm. So we're going to take a look at this interesting article here. Health Babe says, love to see more gains on Ethereum. I know. I'm hoping to get back into Ethereum, actually. I need to come down. Hopefully it will. I don't know. Bitcoin's 9841. It's approaching that 10,000 technical level. Oof. I guess 10 grand is probably going to be a tough one. Let's have a look. There's a whack of townships out there willing to take property tax revenue in Bitcoin. It's kind of cool. There you go. That's 3 subscribers without any videos. And Coin Collector's back. my LTC BTC trade has worked out quite well. Never look at XRP, says Sucker for Silver. Are you asking me never look at XRP, or you never look at XRP? Litecoin and Ethereum are good buys. Yeah, I totally agree. Right, we're going to be looking at this one here. This is Grayscale. So what I'm going to do is going to do a quick search on the Grayscale to see where, if you have a look at the how much they value Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, how much they value Bitcoin at currently. Right, here we go. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Okay, they value Bitcoin about 13,000. That's what they currently value Bitcoin at currently, and we're what, 9.8, something like that. 9.834. Jeepers, it's still going up. Okay, we've still got a bit of a wick on both ends here. We got 12 minutes to go for the candle, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on that one. Quick, let's just double check silver. Look at that, silver, $15.94, $15.94 for silver, approaching $15.95. A very strong candle performing there. Let's just go back here and see where we are. Okay, we're above that level there. $15.94. Let's see where gold is. Gold is still nowhere. Currently at $1,421.50. It's up 1%, whereas silver is now 2.5% up, approaching the 40-cent gain on the day. Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna come back to silver there. So right, let's look at Grayscale. So Grayscale, a Bitcoin Trust. Where is it? There it is. So their valuation of Bitcoin currently is 13,000, and they're in there's buy technicals. Dead cat of 2019, crypto to create. Someone's obviously betting on. We're going to take a look at some of these and see what some thoughts are in regards to Bitcoin, but we're going to come back to that. So that's currently up 0.54, which is 4.28% up. That's on Grayscale, and then it just goes into this advert here. Well, not advert. This article. It says latest Grayscale report shows institutional Bitcoin investments on the rise. The rundown: the institutions are here. Grayscale Bitcoin Premium speaks of the same. Institutional interest soars in 2019. Grayscale recently released a digital asset investment report for the second quarter of 2019. The company marks a noticeable increase in the investment into its products, the majority of which are coming from institutional players. According to the new quarter two report of Grayscale, the company's assets under management nearly tripled from $923 million to $2.7 billion. The cause of this is the resurgence of the cryptocurrency market, which has had a blast in 2019. I wonder if that's still the same, considering our drop. Per the report, the quarterly returns for the industry benchmark product, namely the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, were 178% and 147% respectively. Perhaps the most interesting bit of the report is the fact that the highest percentage of total demand for Grayscale products came from institutional investors. In the second quarter of 2019, they comprised 84% of total demand, including a clear sign that big players are already interested in the field. Grayscale BTC Premium speaks of the same. According to the report, the average weekly investments in all products amounted to $4.9 million. However, 4.1 of those perhaps were the most popular product of the company, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Again, 80% of the investments came from institutions. So 80% of investment into the Bitcoin Trust came from companies. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust offers shares which are first publicly quoted securities solely invested in and derive their value from the price of Bitcoin. In other words, they allow institutional investors the chance to gain exposure to the movements in the Bitcoin price without having to worry about storing, owning, and managing private keys. One share of GBTC represents 0.00097. So 97,834 satoshis, which at the time of this writing equals $9.24. The public price of the one share, however, is currently $12. Wow, that would be some premium, which is around 36% more than its actual BTC value. This means that institutions are happy to pay 36% premium in order to receive exposure to BTC instead of buying Bitcoin directly and having to store and manage it. Very interesting. So, but Wolfstalker says, when crypto, what's the crypto challenge? You have to take a shot every time some idiot on YouTube says XRP will make you rich. All silver live streams are good live streams. IDK, if you guys caught Peter Schiff live Bitcoin challenge stream, it was awesome. I'm sure it was. I saw some of his comments there in regards to Bitcoin. Pretty interesting. I think there was another fella who was a Galvatron or something like that. I think he might have been interested in that. But anyway, let's see. We got Jamison 870. Hello, good to catch this live. Oh, fantastic, glad you made it. If anyone's new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell as well so you'll be notified. And please add your comments. Sucker for Silver, go Silver. And Health Babe, I still haven't seen it. She hasn't said pump. I'm still waiting for the pump signal. Where's Health Babes? I still don't see the. I guess it must be coming. So we've got Silver has 16 and 1598. That's Jamson 870 says Silver as it drives has a Silver at so Silver DR a Silver at 16. I guess well it depends on the exchange you're on, I suppose. You should make your own vids. Apparently that's a Health Babe, she says, in regards to Saturday's live stream. I'm not sure yet. Bitcoin is here to stay. There's no question about that. It's just if corporations can release their own coins, I'm not sure if they will end up in the crypto space. There's a whack of townships out there willing to take property tax revenue in Bitcoin. It's kind of cool. That was back in regards to that. Health Babe says, lol. Thanks for your silver pumping actions for these past few days. The investors must be listening to me, clearly. Steph, that's the talk of the prepper. How many? Let's have a look. That has ever happened in history. Bitcoin has also made thousands of new millionaires. Very true. Referring to Bitcoin, if your battery dies on your phone and you have an emergency, your phone's broke as well as your home's electricity. Hang on, there must be another question related to that. Referring to Bitcoin, if your battery dies on your phone and you have an emergency, you're broke as well as your home's electricity. You mean just like access? Well, access, you need access, so you preferably need a reliable source of electricity in order to. You could always have a backup phone as well, Step Stacker, if that's imperative, just in case. I mean, more than likely, if you've got electrical issues, more than likely you're probably going to come up with some sort of solution, whether that'll be batteries or a spare phone, something like that. If anyone's exposed to that sort of environment, more than likely they will adjust. What's the crypto challenge? And take a shot every time idiots on YouTube. Oh, sorry, yeah, you already said that one. Silver will probably never even made any thousands of millionaires. My phone broke and now I can't access my Binance account. You should be able to log in. Actually, I don't know. I don't know Binance. I don't know Binance's setup, but more than likely, will you be able to log in online? You generally should. I can log into Coinbase, and I've also got another exchange that I primarily use, which I can log into online. So there has to be a way to do it online. Stepstack says Bitcoin is only money if you have electricity. That's what I'm trying to say? Again, if you're in that environment where you're having unstable power, more than likely you'll have a solution if you're that way inclined in Bitcoin. Well, Stalker, Step, if my phone dies and I can't use Bitcoin, I reach into my other pocket and take out some money. Boom, crisis averted. This is 2019. Electricity is fairly common. There you go. I hope that answers your question there. Only cause I don't remember Google, and only because I don't remember Google and authenticator keys. Yes, that's depends on if you're set up for that. So obviously, again, if you've got electricity issues, you're either going to not use the authenticator because you need your phone, which allows you to log in fairly easily. But then the authenticator is just that extra piece of security. Thanks, SL. It's always it always asks me for Google Authenticator number when I try to log in, and my Google Authenticator keys I can't remember. You should be able to disable that, but again, you'll be disabling a major security feature. But essentially, there should be a way to reset that, and then it'll ask you, because I've done that with one exchange. I know for some bizarre reason I reset it, and then it asked me to add it to the authenticator, and then I added. So I've got like 2 authenticators, but obviously only one of them works. I haven't deleted the other one, so just keep that in mind. Bitcoin is great for investing. It scares me to hear a mayor of a town say electronic money is the future. I think he means digital as opposed to electronic. Right, let's get back to this. Institutional interest soars in 2019. Just going to keep an eye on the silver price. $15.95. $15.95. That's where silver is right now. Gold. Gold's moving finally. 14.23. It's like it's finally caught up to silver. Gold's finally caught up to silver moving. Just checking everything else here. Litecoin's 92, Bitcoin's 98.25. Cheapest. Interesting. Gold 14.23. Right, institutional interest soars in 2019. Right, what do we have here? Grayscale. Grayscale latest report further attests to the fact that institutional interest in Bitcoin is soaring in 2019. Back in May, Bitcoiners reported on the Fidelity research, which has also highlighted the rising interest of institutional investors, which is more the demand for CME Bitcoin futures on behalf of big players also soared in June. It was up 80% on the year-over-the-year basis. So what do you think of the rising institutional interest in Bitcoin during 2019? Will it continue, or will a sudden pullback diminish it? Don't hesitate to let us know your comments below. Obviously, some people happy about it, some people excited about it, some people are moved. Interesting. Oh, let's check those. U.S. government can't kill Bitcoin. Bitcoin price analyst BTC bears I88. That's why I'm looking at 88. Anyway, that is the last of the articles anyway, so we're going to keep an update. We're going to watch silver anyway, and we're going to look at cryptocurrencies in general. So I'm going to refresh that page, look at the coin market cap in particular. Bitcoin approaching that 10K. Let's have a look. Walt Stalker says, why is there no power? There's even power in the mountains of rural Cambodia. If you can't manage a little charge, you probably aren't watching this anyway. That's according to World Stalker. Senior Crypto, beg your pardon. JP Morgan tapping feet, waiting for Friday's silver slapdown. That's another thing that scared me, is I wonder if there's a whale in the market and it's essentially snapping up. That's the reason why the price has been pushing up so high, so fast. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of days. 3 subscribers without any videos, you would run solar, but if there's no power or power restrictions, then those big miners that run to keep blockchain moving won't be running either. So more than likely, if you're a Bitcoin miner, it's probably the wrong place to mine in countries that don't have sufficient power, because you'll be out of business. Or you need to start your own power station. But if there's no power, there is no Wi-Fi. That is correct. If my phone dies, I go into my iPad. If that dies, I go into my laptop. If that does, I'll go to my desktop. If that's dead, I'll go to my wife's phone, etc., etc. I said this before. More than likely, if you're in that situation where it's consistently there's power issues, you will come up with a solution. So if you're in that if you're having that issue, more than likely it's going to be that way. You're going to come up with a solution relatively quickly. Right, so here we go. This is the capitalization. So market cap is actually up 268 billion 316 million. Last 24-hour volume is 87,500,000,000. BTC coin dominance is 65.3. And we're actually seeing some green here. Litecoin up. Look at that, tasty. 14.5%. I wish I bought more at those low levels. And again, if you guys make a decision, do it. I was thinking earlier on, I was thinking maybe I should put some money in Litecoin when it was at like $78, $77. And I was like, obviously I had some things to do. So again, it's vital if you guys are getting into this, it's important that you keep track of this because it can cost you money. You know, so just be aware of that. And again, you know, I'll put a disclaimer in the subscription. So never take anyone's advice over YouTube, that's for sure. I talk about my own experience and what I will be doing. I can't speak for any of you out there. Bitcoin, let's see, 9,836. Volume is up 26 billion. It's interesting. Tether's still higher though, which is interesting. Ethereum is $216. That's up 10 billion. It's by 7.2% up. See the volume though, the percentages. Very interesting. XRP is up to 31.8, up 7.22%. Litecoin is up 14.5% to 91.58. Bitcoin Cash, that's 298, and that wraps up the top 5 cryptos. Let's have a look at the worst performers. ABBC coin. Okay, I don't know why they'd name something like that, but there you go. That's down 15. Their market cap is 89 million. We've got Metaverse ETP. Interesting. Never heard of that one. Crypto.com chain. Is that the best name in crypto? Is it? Down 5%. We got Icon. Down 5%. Waves is down 5%. Energy down 4.33. We're going to leave it on the silver screen, guys, because this is getting really close. 1598. 1598. We're going to leave it on the screen for a bit. In fact, I'm actually going to enlarge it. So let's put up the screen. And we're going to sit here and wait for this to break that 16 mark. Right. Put the popcorn on, everyone. Get your coffees and teas. We're almost there. Let's have a look. Stepstacker says, my only fear is digital money in the future. As far as a side game, I think it's the best one in decades. Very true. Hardly anyone that had gone crypto cares about its actual functions, just its share price. Also very true. No one said you can't also have cash. I don't use crypto for anything except as an investment opportunity. No one really does, mostly. So that's an excuse. And we got Will Thugger says, so the worst thing that ever happened only lasted three days of your life. Is that worth not investing? Natural disasters happen and cash is your savior. We lost power here 2 years ago for 3 days. Wow, okay. Sorry to hear about that, Stepstacker. That must have been tragic, man. I said you understand with your cash, but again, I mean, why not just have silver and gold instead of cash? Stepstacker, natural disasters happening. There we go. So there wasn't even a Mad Max situation during the Cold War. Why do people freak out now in the safest time in history, or just scared of change? That's Will Stalker. Senior Crypto, I never add Google or codes directly to phone from monitor. Take a screenshot first, print, then add authorization from printout. Store printout at the safe place in case. Yeah, always make a hard copy. Always make a hard copy. 3 subscribers of that videos. For the record, I believe in crypto, but it's still too volatile. When you say it's still too volatile in comparison to 3 subscribers of that videos. So you said it's too volatile in when compared to what? Always do a comparison. It's always too volatile when compared to something. With all due respect, if I want to gamble, I'll go to the casino. But again, what are you gambling for? You're gambling for fiat money, money that's not particularly worth something. Crypto money, at least to a degree, has some form of technology behind it in relation to its and it's finite. But what would you do with silver and gold in that situation, Limey? Go out in the streets for those 3 days and try and buy stuff with coins. Most don't want it. Maybe after years of a Mad Max world. So basically, a post-apocalyptic world, more than likely gold and silver is going to be actually useful. Okay, we're 1597. Sorry, guys, I'm going to reduce this quick just to see how the others are doing. Gold's 1424, 1425. Looks like it finally started moving. Let's see how we're doing in comparison to. There we go. We're in a good position here to really tackle that 16. Come on. 15.97.9. $15.97.6. We're up 41 cents, almost 42 cents. Doing experiments to go out in Dublin and try to pay your taxes with an ounce of silver. We'll call the cops. To be honest, just in relation to that, I don't carry cash with me. I flippin' hate cash, Will Stalker. So even, I mean, I use my card for everything. I hear what you're saying, though. Maybe you should still have some cash lying around. But I just use my card, man. I flippin' hate carrying cash. I just don't do it. Although maybe you should keep some change lying around. I don't know, 20 euros in loose change, 50 euros in loose change, something like that. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea thinking of it that way. But now I'm thinking more like a prepper. I don't know. Maybe that's a prepper comment. Right, there we go. A red candle on Bitcoin. Lovely. Drive that sucker down. Drive that sucker down as far as I'm concerned. Litecoin 91.5, red candle. Come on, I want to see it down here. I tried to get hold of you earlier, Wolf Stalker, man. There was a buying opportunity of note right at this level. I think it was 91 or something like that. You must have been busy. Healthbabe says that's pretty good for 41-cent gain on the day. Didn't you say something yesterday, Healthbabe, about seeing silver at 50 cents a day? Maybe someone was watching this. Maybe someone was watching that video and thought, "Wow, okay, yeah, that's actually very interesting. Maybe I should buy some silver tomorrow." And the word of mouth caught on. He was like, "You know what? You should buy some silver tomorrow." And we're nearly up there. Let me see. We're at 15.96. So again, just there's a battle. I tell you what, don't discount it yet. We are going to hit that 16. I just know it. Even if it's like a little tester, it's going to touch it and come back down. Will Stalker, only an uneducated cab driver would call the cops. Will Stalker says someone did a video walking around offering random people either a chocolate bar or a bar of silver. No one knew what the bar was and all took the chocolates. I want to do a video like that, man. I can walk into a shop, but unfortunately, there's only one coin that actually has a euro value to it, and that's that flipping Philharmonics. I might take a Philharmonic out with me and say, "Hi, this is actually worth like 15." I might just do a fun video actually and ask them first. Do you mind if I'm filming this for YouTube? You know, and ask people like, would you accept $15 or 15 euros for this, or fucking 12 euros? This is worth 12 euros and 60 cents. Healthpip said yes, 50 cents a day, and gold price and gold goes down $10 per day for 10 days. That's what I'd said. That's what she said. Bitcoin's holding it. Damn, I want to see that. I want to see red. I want to see red. Bang. Drive that red down. Down to 9,000. Where are we? Silver. Well, Talk says 3 subs, and how many taxi drivers are silver stackers? They will roll their eyes and say cash or card, dude. Oh, Step Stacker, that was a great video. I think he did it with with gold 2 and $100 bill. Wow, okay. Man, I'm super tempted to do that. 3 subscribers to that video says 100-ounce bar versus a Hershey chocolate. Just imagine if you did have someone who was cleared up. Yep, I'll take the silver. Thanks very much. Cares about PM unless it's jewelry. Sorry, yes. No one actually cares about precious metals unless it's jewelry, or generally speaking. Well, that's why majority of gold and silver is, well, I wouldn't say silver to a degree, but gold is still jewelry. What, like 70% is jewelry? S&P, jeepers, man. How you doing? S&P's here. We got Will Stalker. Hard to imagine in this community, but ask any of your friends how many gold bars have they seen. Gold bars, let alone a gold coin. Ask them. You don't even have to ask them about a gold bar. Just ask them, have they seen a gold coin before? They'll probably like, no. They'll probably say something about their grandfather. Yeah, I remember my grandfather in 1974 or something like that. He had a gold sovereign or something, or was it a double eagle? Oh, he showed me one day. I was like, oh, nice. You know. $15.95. Silver is really going up. It's been going up big. Are we wrong about gold and silver? That's S&P. Are we wrong about gold and silver? A lot of people went wrong about silver. Obviously, those that believed in silver. Obviously, there's still a number of people out there that still think silver is, would I be harsh to say, garbage in regards to precious metals? Yeah, it's outperforming gold for the last few days. Also, S&P Silver Line 79 has been helping me pump silver in these past few days in a very effective way. A very effective way in regards to how it's seen on the chart. Don't forget that, health babe. Let's have a look. Silver might be up to $50 in no time. We could be looking at silver all wrong. Thoughts, health babe? Health babe, you think you might buy some silver? She's thinking of selling silver. I don't know about buying it. She wants that price to pump, pump, pump. Okay, so we're still at 15.95 level. We're almost there. Gold, again, just pulling back slightly. We got Bitcoin 98.2, what was that, 25? 9,830. I keep looking at the back here. I'm thinking, when is this flipping thing going to drop? You know, are we going to see that sort of downside like we did here? All the way down. Yep, I wouldn't mind that right now. All the way down here. 8.8. That's where I'd like to buy in. 8.8. Let's have a look. Health Babe says, lol, silver line is 79. You know me well on silver. I know you too well. Health Babe, S&P, I never disregard silver completely. I said I put a stop loss on my portfolio since I have a significant loss over 4 years. Silver hits $50 the same day XRP does. For those that don't know what XRP is, it's a cryptocurrency. And the amount of channels out there pumping XRP, jeepers. If you thought silver was bad, go and have a look at XRP channels. I mean, people talk about silver like, oh, the silver pumpers out there, blah 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 blah. Go and have a look at the XRP pumpers. Man, you'll see loads of them. All talking the same talk. That is hilarious. If you want to see something, go and see about XRP. Still can't just say hold, even though you've lost like 20 odd cents on per XRP. It's coming. It's coming. It's the best digital asset. What's talking says Step, that would work in China. They believe some weird shit. The whole crypto space is pump, pump, pump. That's TV stupid. No, Health Babe's looking for the word pump, pump, pump. Not crypto pump, pump, pump. But it'd be interesting to see if Bitcoin's having an issue here at 9.8, 9.6. It's still more bullish though at 9.6. It broke the 9.6, which I didn't think it was going to do. It's only when it went down here did it pop back up. So it's interesting how it went that high. I thought, it's probably going to come back after this level. It didn't. It kept going up. Would have been a great buy to get in there. Makes me laugh when people say they carry an ASE in the pocket and rub it all day. It makes me wonder how warm that coin gets. To be honest, I don't carry pocket pieces. I keep all my stuff in. Well, it's all secured. I don't feel the need. I hate using cash anyway, so for me, it doesn't make sense to carry a pocket piece. Wolfsog says, I say dump, dump, dump silver. Dump, dump, dump silver. We all want more. No. You got to. There's a different channel that is asking for dump, 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 but here we want pump, pump, pump. We want to see that high silver price. Sorry, I've been distracted here. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. We haven't breached the 16 level yet. Came close. High of 1598.9. We must have just missed it. Okay, I'm leaving it on this channel. We're not looking at anything right now except the silver price. 1595.5. In fact, let's really zoom it in. Let's see want to see that pump. Look at that. It's pumping right now. There we go. That makes it look like it's really massive today. Bang, bang, bang. Straight up. DB Stupid says, dump physical silver, lower premiums. Our page says, don't move spot price. Oh, what? Dump silver, dump physical silver, sorry. Lower premiums. Our page says, don't move spot price 1 penny. Wolfsdog says, S&P, I got silver yesterday, 179 an ounce. I'll send you a shot of that coin, Wolfstalker. It was one of the ones that you said I should look at, and there's a brilliant one coming up on auction. I told my wife, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and get that. I'm going to gun for it. And then we can sort out the payments. S&P says, I think all these traders are unloading silver pours and buying bullion. I think all these traders are unloading silver pours and buying bullion. That's interesting. Step Stackers also, he thinks that's funny. S&P, we also need to see them to repeat multiple times to confirm it's a bullish trend. Wolfdog says, I get confused sometimes. Sorry. I was in relation to something. Silvermac, sorry, man. Hey, Silvermac, how you doing? Sup, home skillets. Who's planning on buying silver right now? I'm not buying anything right now with these prices. I might just consider something. Actually, I might be. I'm buying a slabbed investment coin. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to win that sucker tonight. Gorgeous coin. I ain't going to say anything else, but that's my plan. Makes me laugh when people say okay, there we go. Yep, never mind that. I think all the traders. Yep. I was thinking about buying a $2.5 grand channel pour that is put in slab. What a deal! That must be some pour. S&P. How many ounces are we talking about here? Flipping like 100 ounces or something at that price. Wolfstalker says Krugerrand. I know. I looked at Krugerrand. It's not a Krugerrand. Trust me, you'll be amazed. You will be blown away, as they say. What? 1.5 ounce? 2.5 grand for 1.5 ounces? You're a joker. You're funny, mate. The future market has a significant increase in volume for the past few days. There we go. It's only just caught on to gold, so gold's now it's getting it's back into second gear, unfortunately. There's a red candle there, 14.23. Silver is leading the market today. Clinton S, what's going on? Hey, Clinton, how you doing? Hope you're feeling well, my friend, or I hope you're feeling better. I wouldn't have paid that. I don't think anyone would have paid that. Surely, is 2.5 too much for 1.5 ounces? Like, who made it? Like the flipping queen? Surely there must have been some fancy guy who made that piece of artwork and would have to sell it for 2,500. Will Stalker says he's kidding, Sir Lime, saying poured silver is an investment. Only for oh, sorry, man. That was pretty good. That went straight over my head, but I hear you. Living the nightmare, lol. I'm doing better, thanks. Cool. Well, look, I hope you get well soon. Silvermax says someone did. Jeepers, 2.5 grand for 1.5 ounce. You've got to be mad in the head, surely. I don't care who made it. It could have been flipping Pablo Picasso for all I care. I wouldn't have paid 2.5 grand for 1.5 ounces. I mean, I suppose maybe it's worth more on the antique market or something like that. I don't know, or the art market. Take it to Sotheby's, see how much they'll you pay 2.5 grand for it. Take it to Sotheby's and see what they'll give you for it. SP says, "Wow, 2K. That's pretty damn crazy." To whoever bought that, I hope that person has an excuse like head hitting headboard too often. Silver Max says, "No, bro, it's sold for 2,000, not 2.5." Okay, what is this? I mean, are you being serious about this? S&P Silver Mac? Did someone buy 1.5 ounces for 2 grand? S&P if it's under 3 ounces. Or did someone just confirm that? Let's have a look. S&P too many head-to-head boards. Head-to-head boards. Wolfstalk says maybe it was made in 1492. It was Silver Dragons. Oh, right, Silver Dragons. Oh, wow, okay. A 1 year round. So he sold what his first. Oh, right, okay. Silver Max says it was Silver Dragons 1 year round slab for 2 grand. Jeepers. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. 1.5 ounce slab of silver. Wow, okay. I'm shocked. Very interesting. My picture's gone here. Hang on. Oh, what is going on? Sorry, guys. I'm going to check my. Has my picture gone there, everybody? Can you? Sorry, I've got a blank screen here. Oddly enough, can you just check to make sure that? Can everyone hear me? Okay. I see. There's nothing. I'm staring at a blank screen here. Can you guys see the chart? Submax says he really got the money. At least his PayPal says he did. Wow, unbelievable. Blank screen. What the heck just happened there? I've got my phone activated here. Okay, I'm going to stop screen share and I'm going to get it reactivated. So just give me a minute here. Oh dear, looks like we have an issue with Hangouts. I don't know if someone had an issue with Hangouts before, but I've got absolutely nothing here. I'm glad you can hear me, but we're looking at a blank screen. What in the heck? Okay, silver's currently 1593, 1595. Hopefully it's going to come back, whatever the issue is. Okay, sorry guys, I don't know what is going on here, but according to this, it says I'm sharing the screen. I'm not going to end the stream though, so I'm just going to keep going. Alphababe says too much excitement, system crashes. Hopefully it's going to come back in a sec. I'll say I'm going to stop the screen for now. Let's present to everyone, see what it does there. So I'm just checking through, seeing exactly. Yeah, screen's just gone blank. That's interesting. Like totally. All right, well, I'm just going to keep going. That sucks. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing then. There's no point. Okay, I'll leave that for a bit and then we'll get going. So silver 1595, 1596 currently at the minute. Sorry, just checking the chat. Step stacking, did your electricity go? My laptop's working perfectly. There's an issue with Hangouts here because Hangouts even shows it. I can see the screen perfectly here. That's bizarre. Anyway, Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of red here, 97.96. I'm hoping there's going to be a nice pull, a nice retreat back to this level here. 8.9, 8.2, maybe even 9, back to 9 grand, and I'm going to buy back in again. Keep an eye on that. That is bizarre. It hasn't even shown on the screen because normally it would show my my little, what do you call it, my little thumbnail as well. It hasn't even shown that. That's weird. Let's have a look. Did you hear? Sorry, I'm just going back here. Only idiots would buy. Never will. Never make that back. No, there's no chance he's going to make that back. Hear you, but no, but no see. Yeah, that's the way it's going to have to go, unfortunately. Silverback says, all I can say is more power to him. I think whoever bought it is an idiot. I'm calling that BS on it. Let's have a look at S&P says, whoever bought it is definitely Silver Dragon Queens B. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. So he was selling those slabs for like 65 a piece. No way one was 2K. I'm not sure who bought it, but in my eyes, if I put something up and someone pays for it with such an enormous amount of money, it's good for me and who I am to tell someone how to spend their money. That is a fair point, Clinton. To be honest, you know, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So let's not forget that. So someone is willing to pay that 2 grand because they think it's worth 2 grand. We may not agree with it, but that person effectively agrees with that. Okay, can we stop with the name? Just relax with the name calling for now. S&P, if you don't mind. Health Babe says, no worries, I'm just listening to the radio. Perfect. We've got 7.86 million future silver contracts were added. Wow, that's 6.9 silver contracts we traded at the moment. Wow. So nearly 7 million silver contracts have been traded. Health Babe says we are silver pumpers in these few days. YouTube just banned us. They probably just shut me down. But Silver Dragon started with finding cans. That's what S&P was saying. Cool. I started off by emptying beer cans. Apparently, World Talker said. S&P, lol, World Stalker. Silver Mac, totally agree, Clinton. You know, even Silver Mac agrees. That's pretty much a brilliant quote. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So if somebody wants to sell 1 ounce, and I've said this before when I did the video about the price of silver on eBay, and obviously there was a number of comments there saying, yeah, did I not work in fees, blah, blah, blah. I didn't work in fees, but that's how much the stuff is selling for, excluding fees. So, you know, people will sell a Maple Leaf for $30. I suppose if they can do it, they will. And then it's up to whoever the individual is to say, yep, that is, I'm happy to pay that price. He thought it was gold, says Wolfstalker. S&P says it's sheep who bought it, probably just trying to get a friend. Health bed's sheep that bought it. Health Baby says, yeah, pump, so we can get out soon. So, meow. Well, we're still at 15.95. We pulled back some from 15.98, so we're still waiting for this price. Silver Max says, I'm not paying $1,500 for an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. That is probably, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, look, for myself, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for the other guy. If I had $2,000, I certainly wouldn't be buying 1.5 ounces of silver. That is a definite from my side. But again, like, everyone has different ways of understanding how they perceive things. That guy might have $2,000 maybe because he has 100,000 or 10 or 15 grand in the bank, so he's have to go, you know what, $2,000, I'll buy that for $2,000. What's that they normally say? Another man's junk is another man's treasure. S&P says pump. He already flipped it for no ways. I think you're obviously you're messing there. Will Stalker says he flipped it for 3-4. Profit taking, and it should pull back at one point. Well, that's what's happening here. I can definitely see some profit taking now on this level here, and it's probably the same with gold. So if you look at gold, yeah, 14.22. So there is some movement there. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin 9,788. Waiting for that nice pullback. 8.8. X marks the spot right there. X marks the spot. I wonder if that is going to happen. That'll be mad. Imagine that if it goes down on that level there. X marks the spot. Oh, you guys can't see it anyway. I'm going to try and I'll see if I can get this going now. No, still hasn't. We're in a blackout, everybody. We're having a blackout. I will not pay $1,400 for bullion coin, but I will pay that amount for a pre-33 US or will coins. Wow, that'd be a St. Gordon's double eagle. Silvermax says, I bought $10 in Bitcoin. I now have $15 in Bitcoin. There you go. See, that's so mad. Are you trying to make a profit like that on precious metals so quickly? When did you buy in, Silvermax? I mean, you made a 50% return. Healthbabe says that willing to pay a unique gold collector coins as well. There we go. Clinton S says, I can't see still. Unfortunately, it's not working. Hangouts is just not working. Not really sure what happened there. That's frustrating. It's interesting. There's a problem here with the software actually, because it won't even activate the camera. Okay, I'm still live. Oh well. Right, we're gonna look. I'll stick to silver. It's all I can afford. There we go. And that's funny enough, that's what I've said. Silvermac is, there's a fair amount of people that are pretty strong against silver out there, and again, it just depends on what people can afford. Not everyone can afford to buy gold. Not everyone can afford to buy a 10th ounce of gold or even a quarter ounce of gold. So considering a lot of people might trash silver, but again, it depends on the person. So like yourself and I will buy silver because at least it gets me into the precious metals market. Yes, it may not be the best option based on premium, but hell, at least I'm in the market and I have a 1 ounce silver bullion piece versus not having any gold. I mean, that's probably the way I would say it. Remember, silver was used to betray Jesus. That's interesting. Will Stalker says, I'm a copper stacker. Have you tried up a new YouTube setup? Hangout will be obsolete after August 1st. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I know it's coming, so we'll have to make a plan. I've got OBS, but apparently OBS you can't add people for OBS, so I'm kind of stuck there. So I'm going to see. I'm sure there will be another alternative, so we'll just have to wait and see. moved up from aluminium and glass. That's how we go. Health Paper says silver, lime said I'll never trash silver. I just I know. Well, I mean that's based on your portfolio. I fully understand. I'm not saying that. I never said you trash silver. I know there are some people out there that just don't like silver. But again, you know, it it doesn't suit everyone to be in gold. So that's the reason why they're in silver. So to call that trash means I don't know if they're necessarily, you know, thinking everyone's an idiot whoever's buying silver, but there's a reason why, because they can't afford gold. But it's pretty obvious. I mean, I can't afford gold, so but at least I'm in silver. But yeah, you raise a good point there, Health Babe, in regards to your loss over the last 4 years. But you know, hopefully things might change over the next few months. Hopefully, we'll see an increase in the price of silver. Right, I stack plastic bottles. Apparently, says S&P. DB Stupid says, I think silver has an insurance. I don't get my fire insurance premium back every year, but I still got my silver. I have no belief that my house will burn, but I got the policy. There you go. In business way of thinking, the way to promote a new product coming to them to replace Hangouts and make it run bad so people hook up with new ways to do videos. And Clinton S says, in a business way of thinking, the way to promote a new product coming to replace Hangouts and make it run bad so people hook up with new ways to do videos. There we go. Walker was a Will Stalker says, I love losses weird. Silver make me shake like shake and bake. Here we go. Silver Max says, I gave my gold away for stocking coffee beans. Hey, finally made some money off gold. I think insurance has insurance. I tried paying my insurance with silver and they cancelled me. I sold my silver. I took a bath. Yeah, that's S&P. Never sell low. Okay, that's the reason why Health Babe is hanging in there, because she's got a silver and she's going to upload. But don't sell low. That's just, I just wouldn't do that. You'd just be better off holding on to it and waiting till the price is higher and then offload. Stepstacker says to Heidi, who said he stacked silver, you might enjoy a video I did on this subject. I believe it's called How to Be Apocalypse a Millionaire. That sounds interesting. Health Babe Clinton S. I'm thinking about that, and it cost a lot to maintain the high traffic load service. That could be a reason why they cut it off. S&P, nothing like being bent over at the LCS, walking out funny with a large loss. Exactly, S&P. Never sell low. That sounds logical. It says Clinton S. Right, okay, just gonna do a final roundup. So silver, unfortunately, didn't break that 16, but I'm sure it's going to break probably by the end of the day. So hopefully for tomorrow's one, we're going to be above 16. We'll have to wait and see. But silver currently 1594, and then we've got gold at 1422. We've got platinum at $844. Palladium is at $1,537.56. Then we look at crypto. We got BTC currently holding its own there at 9,870. We've got Litecoin at 92.35, and we've got Ethereum at 215.76. And that rounds it up. Guys, thanks very much for joining me. It's always great to have you here. We had up to, I think we had at one point, we had 15 people watching, which is great. So I'm sorry, Hangouts is, the screen has dropped, but I'm going to just try one more time quick. Nope. No, it's not working. Oh, well, thanks everyone. I was going to do some shout outs. We've got Health Babe, Clinton S, Will Stalker, Silver Mac. So Jody Rhodes, trading doesn't finish overnight. Exactly. Silver Mac, again. We've got S&P, Step Stacker. I might repeat names here. DB Stupid as well. He dropped in. And that is that, by the looks of it. So again, it's always great to have you here. We're going to try and try the new version, apparently, of the website. Everyone is invited back to my channel for a free beer following this broadcast. There you go. Step Stacker is going to be doing a live stream, so head over there. I'll probably step in briefly as well. This Step Stacker. Silver Max says that's exactly what happened when I sold my gold at the LCS. Walked out with a limp. Streamlabs. I know. Actually, I must look at that. Streamlabs, I think, is probably a good one. But guys, thanks very much. Again, like the video. Obviously, you're commenting in the chat, but if those that want to come back and comment later, really appreciate it. And subscribe and share if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you all next time.